You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have something that I'm really worried about going on with B&B. I feel like, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I feel like we are on the fast track to a Steffy and Liam reunion. Yes, I said it, and it seems out of left field, but after watching the most recent episodes and then seeing the spoilers for next week, it's troubling, okay? It's very, very troubling. Although Liam has kissed Steffy twice, he promised that he would respect her marriage. And then she ran into him at Il Giardino, and he talked more about it. And he said he respected Finn for rising above, his past and basically what he's had to transcend, talking about his psychopath for a mother. Just an aside, I think Dollar Bill is a borderline psychopath. He's tried to kill people before. He has done horrible things to people, and that's Liam's dad. So just, for the record, I think anybody can rise above having a psycho in their DNA there. So we have got these three signs that we've noticed, these three red flags that we feel like B&B is setting up for a Steffy Liam reunion. And we're going to dig into this. There's spoilers that it ties to. There's a lot of concerning things, and this is kind of what Bold does, right? All right, we're going to talk about that. If you haven't, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful updates. And now let's dig in. Let's look at red flag number 1. So Finn already said to Steffy that he knew Liam's going to come sniffing around now that he and Hope are breaking up. He said, he doesn't want Liam to be at their house more than he needs to be for co-parenting, things like that. Finn knows the deal. Finn forgave Steffy for banging Liam while they were together because there was the whole question of who is Hayes' baby daddy. Finn has the absolute right to be concerned, and he said this after Liam had already been at their house kissing Steffy, and Finn didn't know about it, but Steffy did. So Finn bringing up this whole thing about Liam coming for Steffy, that's red flag number 1, the most obvious red flag. All right, the second red flag is that Liam ran right to Steffy. She was right there in front of him in Rome, and so his immediate knee-jerk, I'm angry at Hope, I'm going to kiss Steffy. That's his knee-jerk. Pivot to the other woman. When the one woman lets you down, you pivot to the other one. It's always A or B, pivot. That's why he's Waffle Boy. So then he, ran to her house in Malibu, kissed her a second time, and there was no excuse of it being just the immediate shock. And, he just reacted right then. He made a deliberate choice to get in the car, drive there after having 2 different conversations with Hope and then with Wyatt. Then he still drives there, and then he does it. And he's like, it's time to start my life. So, and what's more telling, and the red flag issue with this, is that Steffy's not upset about the kiss. She should be. She should be worried about her marriage. She should be worried about the warning that Finn issued, and she should be keeping her distance from Liam, as Finn asked, but she's not. And in fact, she is taking Liam's side in this. She was basically saying, Hope is completely in the wrong. Her focusing on me and you, that's not part of the problem. It's not part of the immediate problem. It's part of, as Hope told Wyatt, just a long-standing issue that made Hope insecure in her marriage. Agree with it or not, that is how Hope felt. And clearly Steffy is Team Liam in this. She's very sympathetic to him when she should be avoiding him, as her husband asked. They weren't talking about Kelly. There was no co-parenting business. They should not have even been there having a little lunch date. So Steffy keeping the door open to Liam and being very sympathetic to Liam, red flag number 2. The last red flag is on the Thursday, July 20th episode, those Sheila Carter and Finn scenes. Wow. So at the same time that Finn was bonding with his mama and letting her hug him, then Steffy was telling Liam Finn knows to keep his distance from Sheila. Admittedly, it didn't seem like he had a ton of choice. He had to go to the prison. She's his patient. There was no other doctors. He did try and get out of it. So keeping his distance, that little part Steffy may have to just forgive. Then Liam says everything that woman touches turns to dust. And then one scene later, she's touching Finn. That could have been some foreshadowing about exactly how this is going to happen. And then Steffy says, after what she did to us, he will never set eyes on her again. And at that moment, he was at the prison. Finn seems to have fallen under Psycho Sheila's spell. And what bothered, I've noticed in the comments that where people have been talking about this stuff, that it bothers them that Sheila hugs Finn and Finn's like, I've wanted to feel this my whole life. It kind of feels like a betrayal to his adoptive parents. I'm sure they hugged him. I see them hugging him on the rare occasions they're on now. He talked about what a great childhood he had with them and everything. So it almost feels like kind of a violation of the relationship that he has with his mom, Lee Finnegan, by saying the kind of things that he is saying to Sheila right now. So just all this, that's kind of the third red flag. And so we have Finn warning about Liam coming. We have Steffy being really sympathetic to Liam. And then we have Sheila and Finn together bonding, which is exactly what Steffy said she won't tolerate. So in a way, it sort of mirrors in a little way what Liam was saying about Hope and Thomas. Like he told Hope, the one person you shouldn't have laid your lips on was Thomas. With Steffy, as far as she's concerned, Sheila is the one person Finn should not have shown an ounce of kindness to or have met with, like anybody else, literally, but Sheila. So it's kind of like running in parallel. And to me, that's almost like a fourth red flag. And I think that Steffy's going to lose it when she finds out about Finn's interaction. And then we have Sheila's trial that comes to a shocking end tomorrow. So there's a couple of ways this could go. Finn could, because it mentions betrayal and surprises. So I'm now wondering if Finn is going to find a way to help Sheila at her trial, whether it's something medical, whether, I don't know, this would be more extreme, him helping her fake her death, but there's some kind of role I feel like that Finn is going to play that's going to affect the outcome of Sheila's trial, because this is a very quick trial. That means something huge happens. The charges are supposed to be about the bee attack. So I don't know, maybe, but if they're bringing in the charges about shooting Finn, maybe he can speak up. Maybe he can ask for compassion. Maybe he can volunteer to keep her on house arrest. I don't know. I just feel like Finn's going to do something that is going to set Steffy off, one. And then two, with Liam talking about everything she touches turns to dust, that's a little scary for Finn's future. Like maybe they're gonna kill him off and it's gonna be Sheila's fault. I don't know. It just the dialogue, it kind of points to scary stuff. And there's one more thing to say about this, but if you haven't already, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our bold updates. Click a like if you're enjoying this. I know nobody's enjoying the idea of Sheila getting away with this, and a lot of people definitely aren't happy about Liam and Steffy possibly getting back together. I just feel like they are going there for a couple of reasons. First, it's what Bold and the Beautiful always does. If Liam is not with Hope, he is with Steffy. That is their formula. That is the formula that's been going on for a long time, ever since Liam walked on the scene on the CBS soap. It has been one or the other almost exclusively. There's been a little stuff like with Ivy here and there, but really it was always either Steffy or Hope. And I feel like that they are pushing Finn under the bus to make room for this Steffy and Liam reunion, because it's hard to imagine, like, how would Steffy ever break up with Finn? Well, if Finn helps Sheila evade justice somehow, and heaven forbid he ends up in her life, that's a deal breaker for Steffy, because she's not going to want that woman around her other kid, around Hayes. It's just, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I really am feeling like they are laying all the groundwork for a Steffy and Liam reunion and the end of Steffy and Finn. Do you agree? What do you think? Let me know.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.